All right, Miss Nova, come here. There we go. I know we're gonna learn go to your mat. Okay, so go to your mat is very special because we can send our dogs out of the way. Hello, thank you. I know we're still working on the jumping up when I get down. But you can use the mat to have the dog wait when people come in the door if they're an excitable peer like she is, or if they're a door dasher, or just if they tend to bark. Sometimes it's easier to just say, hey, stay on your mat while the person comes in, and then you can release them. It can also be used to get them out of the way when you're cleaning, or like walking back and forth, maybe carrying things to the garage, that sort of thing. And it can also be used for helping them focus on you when they're in a distracting location, or maybe somewhere they aren't fully comfortable and you're helping them get comfortable, and going out to cafes, all sorts of things. So we have a towel, I know, and it's something she's not used to being on the floor, and that's really important for teaching them to go there and stay there, is to have something that they aren't used to having down all the time. Eventually, you can use pretty much anything. I can send my dog to a flagstone in the middle of our grass, or my jacket thrown on the floor, or I ended up using a scarf because I forgot to bring my dog's mat when I took him to a restaurant once, and we were on the patio, wait for the car to go by, and so I just put my scarf on the ground, and I was like, here, go to your mat, and he's like, okay. So if you really teach this concept, you can send them to pretty much anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to demonstrate a couple different techniques kind of combined in one. So one is I'm going to toss treats out that way, and the mat is going to be between Nova and myself, and so she'll be coming back to me and ending up on the mat because it's between her and me. And then once she's getting the hang of that, I'm going to start moving around, and I'm going to start tossing the treat around so that the goal is that she can come to the mat from any angle, not just if she's on that side and I'm on this side. So I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to have a treat ready. All right, Nova, go find it. Go, somewhere in the middle, and I'm going to be pretty close. Eventually I'll start moving back. I think I will use my clicker for this one. Good girl. All right, break, go find it. Oh, you missed it. Do you need help finding your treat?
She won't. Give her a
There you go, she got it. All right. So I'm going to click for any, good girl, find it. For any stepping onto the mat, I'm going to click and treat for that, and I'm going to toss the treat away to reset and see if she learns. Yes, good girl. So there she paused. Good girl. All right, break. Go find it. And what is really important is that I'm going to use the release word when she can get off. So I'm going to click for 4 paws in the beginning. Sometimes it's just for looking at the mat. Break. Go find it. Or moving an ear towards the mat. And sometimes people get too set on the dog has to go to the mat to begin with. But if you have a dog who's never had shaping before, break. Go find it. That might be too hard. I have done a little bit of shaping. I've done like 1 shaping session with her. Good girl. But again, I'm kind of helping her out. Break. Go find it by putting the mat between me and her. Do you need a new one? You're just going to come back? All right. Good girl. Break. Go find it. So now I'm going to step back a little bit further, and I'm going to click before she steps off of the mat. She's like, let's see if she can find her other one. There it is. She got it. So my goal is that I can click before she follows me. Good girl. And I'm going to step back to her to give her the treat. Break. Go find it. I tossed a little bit earlier. I should have said break and then thrown it. Good girl. Ooh, there we go. So I'm going to try and good. Here I'm going to click because she wants to step back, and I'm trying to click before she does. Break. Oh, good job. Okay, I said break. Here we go. Break. Go find it. That was sloppy on my part. So I'm going to see if I can get her back. So this time I am standing pretty far back. So again, I'm going to click before she can walk forward, and then if she sits, I'll click for that as well. But I'm not going to ask her to because I don't want to have to say, go to your mat, sit, now lie down. I want to just be able to say, go to your mat, and she will lie down. So I'm going to wait until she lies down on it automatically. Looking for crumbs? I'm going to see if we can get all 4 paws. Unfortunately, there were some crumbs that slipped through my fingers. I'm going to step. There we go. Good girl. So I stepped forward because I knew that would back her up a little bit. Your mileage may vary, especially if you don't have a herding breed. Yay! Good girl. Good girl. All right, break. Go find it. Good girl. So I did click for getting off the mat. So Dad has worked a little bit on go to your bed, but she doesn't stay there. So we're starting over with the mat, and I'm clicking for not getting off as I move back, and then I'm going to see if I wait a little bit longer Very nice if she would lie down. Now I'm putting the treat on the mat for a couple reasons. One, that was to get her back on the mat. Good girl. I gotta get a piece big enough for throwing. There we go. Break. Let's go find it. Oh, it's stuck to my finger. But also because eventually I want to be able to be like 10, 15 feet from the mat. She'll still go to it. Good girl. So I want her to associate the mat with where the food is. If I feed it to her mouth and she's used to always getting it fed to her mouth, she may think she has to get back to me if I'm far away. So I can, so here I can start taking a little step and click for not getting up. Now some pups, especially if they haven't had some practice with this already, they're gonna take longer. So this is like super speed. Don't worry if your puppy isn't figuring out this fast. She already has had a lot of S-T-A-Y practice. I'm not gonna say it out loud because she knows the word, and I'm trying to get her to just default of remaining there until I tell her, break. Good girl, go get it, go get it. So again, I'm trying to click for her breaking position. There we go, these treats are getting stuck to my hands now. I'm gonna step a little forward and then see if, yes, there we go, that's what I wanted. And I'm, again, trying to treat onto the mat, and I'm bringing it up a little bit more because that can get her to curl. Might be better. There we go. So that's getting her to curl on one hip so she's more comfortable and also less likely to get up. I'm going to click for not moving when I move. And then, this takes practice, but I'm going to start tossing the treat onto the mat. It's between your feet here. It's right exactly where I meant to throw it. It's right there. There you go. So it does take practice to be able to throw the treats. And you have to keep in mind, if you have lightweight treats like freeze-dried treats, you're going to have to throw it a little bit harder than if you have a more moist treat. So just be aware of that when you are tossing treats. And it's something you can maybe practice when the dog is not around. Break. Break. Go get it. There you go. It's over here. Come on. There you go. Go eat it. No, go. Is there someone out there? What's going on?
Another dog.
There you go. Come on. Come here. You ready? You want to find your piece? There we go. Real-time distractions. So here I'm keeping my weight a little bit forward so she didn't walk off, and I'm going to lean back and see if, there we go, she'd get down on her own. So again, I don't want to cue any of those positions. I know you're distracted, so I'm going to get down with you. There we go. There we go. I'm going to see. So I'm clicking for not getting up as I stood up. Oh, you're okay. I do hear that. Good. So I clicked for her putting her butt back down. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. All right, break. Go find it. It's stuck to my hand. Go on. And now I'm going to snatch up the mat because I have to reload on treats, and I'm going to have to pause the camera. But it's really important that if you are not able to pay attention for whatever reason, and also just do it anyway, because you need to show the difference between the mat equals basically free treats, and when the mat is gone, they're gone. Treats are gone. And so it makes it the magic mat, limited time only availability, and so anytime you aren't going to pay 100% of attention, then you pick it up. Hey, Nova! Good girl, thank you, good girl. The other important thing is don't store your mat where your dog can pull it down, because I've had several clients who told me that they heard some big clatter and they come running to find out what happened, and their dog's just like sitting on the mat like, I got it down, where's my treat? So do be aware of that, store it somewhere where they can't pull it down. Hey, pup, pup. So I'm gonna pause the camera and reload, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, now we're gonna put it in a new place, and I'm gonna move around a lot. Are you ready? We're gonna see. So, new place, we're gonna see if she can remember all the steps. She was slightly distracted by me reaching into my treat pouch, so I probably should have waited until after I clicked. But, there we go. Very nice. All right, break. Good girl. So now I'm gonna keep moving. The trick is I'm going to move when she is turned around, so she's not watching me move. I'm gonna give her a treat for staying there. Good girl, break. Good. So each time I take a step, I'm making sure she's not looking and she's less likely to follow. There we go. Excellent. And she's now lying down really quickly, and she's not really hesitating. Good girl. And I can click for not getting up while I move. Forward. Oh, that was too hard. That was too hard. That was my fault. There we go. I was going to say, or if I turn, because a lot of times when you turn, they're like, oh, you're leaving. I should follow you. So depending on how sensitive your dog is, you may have to just like move a foot like that. I have some dogs where you can barely even do that. Don't worry about walking away yet. Just see, can you turn your body, or can you take a step while facing them? Good. I saw your foot move. You thought about getting it. So when she's looking at me, I'll give the cue, and I'm going to wait for her to look up. She's looking for crumbs. Good, break. So again, clicking for getting up when cued to do so. Good, and so you can see how quickly she's lying down. This is where I'm going to add the cue in the next time. I'm just going to see if I can move a little bit. Sometimes I'll stand still for like 10 seconds. I think I'm still on camera. But I'm just going to stand still and click for not getting up. Good job, Missy. Ready, break. And this time I'm going to say the cue as she's on her way. Never. I knew you're distracted. Can you go to place? Bad timing because there was a distraction. There we go. Oh, come here. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of rapid fire treat while someone's coming by. And we're going to see if you can do it. If there are treats, I know it's hard. You're going to get treats for not getting up while we have someone walking by. Good job. Very good. You can see she is not settled. She is ready to go. Her muscles are very primed. So I'm going to see if I can actually bring the treats over to her side here and see if I can get her to relax. There we go. Person's almost gone. And so where you place the treat can make a big difference because it can get her to relax onto one hip. And when she does that, she's going to just relax more. So now I've been able to pull my treats off of the mat. She's still very focused on the fact that they exist, but she's not focused on the person that walked by. Good job. All right, break. Good girl. Go to place. So I'm going to see if she can go away from me. Ah, good job. That was so good. So she had to go away from me and pass me to the mat. Again, not every dog's going to be able to do it this quickly. She has a little bit of pre-training with going to her bed. And she's a herding breed. Break. And she's how many weeks old now? 18, something like that?
5 months now.
You're 5 months now. That helps a lot. All right, good job. And I didn't give the cue that time. I should have, but she got to it before I could. All right. You ready? Break. Good job. All right, good place. Excellent. Good girl. All right, break. Let's see if I can move this way and send her that way. Go to place. Good girl. So usually most dogs are going to need probably 10 repetitions with each of these steps. Break. Ah, it stuck to my hand. Go ahead. I clicked late too. Come on, go get it. So now I'm all the way over here. Good place. Can you do, oh. There we go. So she just needed a little bit of a step to know that she needed to go further. Again, she's a herding breed, so she's going to respect that space bubble a lot more. If she were not, I might have needed to go all the way there with her. And what I do a lot of times if the dog is struggling, sorry, I clicked early, so I'm going to click for just or treat for staying there. All right, break. Go bring it. So what I might do is I would say, go to place, and I'd go all the way with them when I'm adding the distance. And she's like, why are you coming with me? This is weird, Miss Kate. All right, break. Go find it. And then after several repetitions going all the way, go to place. I'm going to go here and not get on the ground. Good job. Break. All right, go to place. And now I'm going to stop one step early. Good girl. Good girl. Break. Good job. Go to place. And now I'm going to take one step with her. Good job. So I'm staying further back. Break. Good job. So now she's starting to get up before I toss the treat. She really understands what that means. All right, go to place. And then now I can stand still. And oh, you almost did it. Go to place. Yay, you did it. And so she was able to do it all the way. I didn't throw the treat because I would have had to hit her in the face. Are you done scratching? There we go. There wasn't a good place to aim it. And I didn't want to hit you in the eyeballs. So again, you might need to do, 8 or 10 repetitions of each step of going all the way with her and getting on the floor like this, then standing, then stopping a little here. I'm going to click for not getting up until finally you can stand several feet away. And you may need a few sessions of it before they get reliable. You are very flexible. All right, So I'm going to see if I can walk around her, and this might be jumping the gun here. So I'm going to watch her hips. I may need to click a few times on my way around. And the other thing is something when you're stepping behind, it can be really helpful to have treats for them to lick as you do it. Especially herding breeds that have a big space bubble, that can be really difficult for them to have you go behind them. And this is for any kind of stay, but the great thing about the mats, good girl, is that it's very obvious, is she on the mat or is she on the ground? So if she starts to get up, I can send her back to the mat, and that also helps stop the dog from reinforcing themselves like, I'm bored, I'm gonna get up and go to you, and then you'll come back with me and you'll treat me and all this stuff. No, they have to go back to their mat because they know where the mat is. And then when they're done with their stay, then you can release them. And so it really helps with distance, duration, and distraction because they know they're on the mat, they're not on the ground. So eventually I would do all of these things that I was doing with moving around her and that sort of thing, and stay on maybe like a pillowcase and then a piece of paper and then nothing. And that's a really good way, especially with adolescent puppies, about 5 to 12 months basically. It's really helpful to have a mat, especially if you're practicing in a new location or adding more distractions. Hi, Missy. Are you all done? I think you are. You can get a piece for waiting so long. And then I'm going to release you, and then I'm going to snatch up your mat. Break. Good job. Go find it. And then we put that away where you cannot reach it, so you cannot snatch it. But you can eat the crumbs. Do you want the crumbs while I turn off the camera? Good job. All done.